Who is who? So Lalita presented just now. We have landowner. BN's time, during the BN's government, they have actually cut the park into half. Can I just go to the next slide, Cindy? Yes. So you can see this is the original Taman Rimba Kiara, 25 acres. 4.4 acres is where the longhouse footprint is. The rest of it is Rimba Kiara. Okay, and 98 families there. Next. During the Najib's administration in 2014, they cut the park into half, and the cabinet gave title to Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan. Okay, Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan is a company limited by guarantee. And who is the chairman of Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan, who is now the landowner? The FT minister. Okay, so 12 acres now given to Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan, and they paid premium to government 60 million. Next slide. Immediately after they were given the land title, they signed an agreement with Memang Perkasa, which Lalita presented just now. Okay, it's a subsidiary of Molten Group, and they said that they will come in to help the longhouse residents by building one block of affordable housing. One tiny block, 350 units. They will give them one unit for free, and the second unit 50% discount. Okay, 98 units. But in exchange, they have this mega project, 8 blocks, completely. It had the potential to wipe out Taman Rimba Kiara because of the density. Now, those of you who use Bukit Kiara, you know, coming down from Bukit Kiara, there's only one road in and out. There is no way we can cope. And their plan at that time was to cut through Taman Rimba Kiara to have new access road. Okay, now we go back to the first, the who's who. Okay, who's who? Okay, landowner now. Park cut into half, Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan. So former FT minister, chairman, now YB Khalid Samad inherited that project. He's correct. Then you have the developer. So Molten owns Memang Perkasa. They come in to build. Okay. During Tengku Adnan's time, Taman Tun Residents Association could not get access to a lot of things, documents and all that. So they took this matter to court. Okay. Now, when the new government came in, they had high hope that we would resolve this for the people. Unfortunately, no. And so the court hearing went on, and we lost the court hearing at the high court level. Okay. But who represented the Yayasan chairman, who's also the FT minister, the same lawyer acting for developer in court? Same lawyer. Okay. And then, of course, landowner, they have everything to profit from this project, Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan. Then you have FT minister. And then they also have longhouse residents. There are 3 residents association in the longhouse community. You have Pertubuhan Penduduk Perumahan Awam Bukit Kiara, which they claim is the original residents association. Then you have a Kawasan Rukun Tetangga, Awam Bukit Kiara. And you also have Mr. Siva there, Persatuan Penduduk Rumah Panjang Bukit Kiara, the second generation. That means their children, the younger generation. Now, Siva and that RA say, no, we do not want this affordable housing. Give us proper housing on the longhouse footprint. Siva also found out through the affidavits filed in court by the developer that this RA, they say that they have been paid 700,000 ringgit by the developer for repair of the longhouse. And so Siva and that RA lodged MACC report on this 700,000. Where is it? Nobody knows. And who represents them in court? The former candidate for Barisan Nasional, Jayanti, who stood against YB Lim Lip Eng, represented them in court. And so every time Yayasan does press conference, they will use them to speak up against me and others for saying we don't care about housing. But from day one, we want housing for them, we want better housing, just not at the expense of selling our park. Okay? On our side, we have the Longhouse residents, the second generation. We have TTDI RA. The TTDI RA fundraise. Residents pay out of their pocket to go to court and fight the case. And I think they should not be fighting this any longer because they voted in a new government who will hear the cries of the people, not just of Taman Tun, but everybody who is here who wants to save the green lung for the next generation. We have Dr. Gurdel Singh representing the residents. And of course, C4 has stepped in when C4 saw the news, took the information, they did their own study. They found the conflict of interest just now. They have presented all to MACC. Okay, and of course, Dato' Ambiga, who is here with us, and Save KL Coalition. Okay, they are also with us. So this is the conflict of interest that Lalita has presented. They obtain, immediately they sign a joint venture, right, to develop, and they gave them, DBKL issued a development order. Development order is a license for you to build, to construct. And immediately they gave them a development order, 13 July 2017. What is in that agreement? Next. I will just show you, okay, this is the slide I talked to you about. 28 September, we went to court, right? 4 hours of hearing, non-stop, no lunch break, and immediately decision was given, DO valid, they can build. Okay? And then I found out, one day before the court hearing, MACC issued a clearance letter to the developer. One day before the court hearing, before the court declared that the DO is valid, conveniently, MACC issued a clearance letter to say, tidak dapat dibuktikan dan siasatan telah dihentikan. But this was before C4 gave them all the extra information to show them there's conflict of interest. So we are now waiting for MACC to act. And they must act because these are independent party who have done all the homework for MACC to take action. Okay? And the residents have no choice to continue the case in court. Now, the Court of Appeal will hear this on the 10th of September 2019. Next. Okay, this is in the agreement. Why there is a serious conflict of interest. The Yayasan signing landowner, they say that they will obtain relevant authorities for the development. Who sits on Yayasan also as an ahli lembaga pengarah? The DBKL mayor. So you are landowner, you are also the authority giving the approval. Cannot be. How can? So landowner then sign and say, don't worry, I will help you get all the approval. And then the next day goes to DBKL and issue the approval. Clear conflict. Next slide. Okay. C4 has already asked SPRM to look into why given to Memang Perkasa? Why no open tender? Okay. Conflict of interest issue and also Tengku Anand's company, which Lalita has explained in details. Next. Okay. Since then, we went to see the FT minister and we said, please, there are so many parties involved, let's sit down. All of you say, why go to the press, why go to the press? Sit down and talk. We did that. 17 December 2018, FT minister, please bring all of us to the table, let's sit down and talk. Okay? So who is in there? All the who's who. Just now, we sat down in a joint working committee, but we only had one meeting. And since then, no other meeting. In the meeting, they presented that they want to develop, this is the deal, scaled down version, they say win-win for everybody. We say no, the issue is about encroachment into a public park. You coming down in density means nothing to me if it's an encroachment issue. And the deal in the first place is wrong because of the conflict of interest. So even if you scale down and return me 4 acres, I say no, the whole exercise is wrong. Okay? You cannot rob a person's house and then say, okay, I give you back some goods, I'm going to go away with some goods. And say that's perfectly okay. No. Okay. Next. Compensation. No money to pay, I inherited this baby, the FT minister say. How much exactly? The affidavit filed in court shows 115 million paid to these parties. Okay? 97% of this 115 million payment made to government. So we can pay back. And of course, they made contribution to the Longhouse Association, 700,000. It's in their affidavit. Next. This is the proposal by FT Minister. Scaled down version, give it to you, you take it, because this is good for everybody. We don't have to compensate the houses, the Longhouse residents get new housing. I give you back some park. What else do you want? This proposal is not good enough for us. Okay, this is not the best housing option for the Longhouse residents, number one. I rather they have townhouse, or I rather they own together with others, not separated like this. Okay? Now, why did they refuse to build on the current footprint? Because if they build on the current footprint, maybe the view is the road in front. But if they tilt it like this, maybe they can sell more. Maybe they can sell for better green view because of the golf club there. Maybe they'll make better profit. But I say if your intention and objective in the first place is for housing, put profit aside. This is not charity, you know. If you want to do charity, a lot of other developers can do charity, and people are willing to do that. People are willing, go for open tender. Okay? If Moulton cannot build this, and if it's not profitable for them, 4.4 acres, exit from the agreement, let other developers do it. Others can. And this is our stand. Me, Taman Tun, Longhouse, second generation, we say, build within the green area, the current footprint. Don't encroach. They did, the developer, the landowner brought the media to the site. And they say, we are not touching the park. The park is untouched. It is touched. Anything outside the Longhouse footprint is Taman Rimba Kiara. Okay? "50 years down the road, I may not be here, you may not be here. But we have a duty to protect every single last piece of green lung left in Kuala Lumpur for the next generation. We have more than enough condominium in Kuala Lumpur. We have so many projects that cannot be sold. Why do this? Why continue to do this?" Next. So there are now two proposals before the cabinet, which the cabinet has to decide. Number one, cancel the development order, open tender again for anyone to come and help and build on the current footprint. Or, if you want to build townhouse, they did an estimation, it will only cost the government 25 million. And we have spent more than 25 million on other things. It is okay. I think no taxpayers would object to government spending 25 million to finally give these 98 Longhouse residents a proper townhouse. Why townhouse? Because affordable housing, you have lift. And we have all been to affordable housing lift. You know, lift often break down. Service and maintenance collection is a problem. So we feel for the senior citizens of the Longhouse residents, townhouse is the best way, and also traffic, okay? Low density. So the first option before the cabinet, same like YB Khalid has proposed, cancel the DO, we pay. Pay back the money that they have advanced, government pay them back, okay? Or, next, this is what we say, if the government has no money to pay, okay? If the government has no money to pay, we are willing to consider this. Build within the Longhouse footprint, 4.4 acres, don't come out. And let the Longhouse resident own the houses together with the rest, live with dignity on their plot. Don't separate them. If you really want to do this, 4.4 acres, they can even have such a big portion of park for themselves. okay, within the current longhouse footprint. This plan has been submitted to the FT Minister, but you have not heard of this anywhere in the news. I have gone there with the White Knight developer, and we say, if you don't want this White Knight developer, do open tender. Best person to come in can build the best housing for the longhouse, 98 people, wins. Everybody is happy. But don't do a secret deal like what they did, giving back to the politicians' own companies. Then they say, well, the longhouse residents now don't trust anyone from the old admin or the new admin. So the longhouse residents say, do not tear down our houses. Construct new house first. Let us move in, okay? Temporary rehousing. Then only you can tear down our house to construct. So I work very hard to find alternative for the government. Okay, just down the road from the longhouse, 290 meters, where the TTDI market is, there is a car park, which we fought very hard to cancel the contract to manage the car park and give it back to the traders. The Traders Association are here too, of the market. They now manage the car park, but we don't have enough car park. So we can build on the car park, multi-story parking facility for taxpayers, for everybody to use, and we can have affordable housing on top. If you don't want to tear down a house first, and this temporary relocation to this site will not disrupt any school students from the longhouse because it's only 290 meters down the road. The MRT station is next to the market. It's just there. Okay, we don't have to worry about rehousing them in Damansara or anywhere else and disrupting their life. It is entirely possible. When you cancel and when you do an open tender, tell the next person who come in and say, part of this package, the best deal goes to the government who can solve this problem. People will want to bid for this. Okay, this is the temporary rehousing alternative suggested. Next. This is how the townhouse will look like for the 98 houses. Done by professional architects living in Taman Tun. Next. So nice. 25 million. I think this is much better than putting them in affordable housing. Okay, next. So they say government has no money to pay compensation, right? Just a few weeks ago, Bukit Damansara, we went together with YB Fahmi. We did a town hall for Semantan flyover. Same developer as this. They are supposed to construct a flyover where DBKL is supposed to contribute in that deal 134 million ringgit, according to news report, to contribute for that flyover for a private developer. Now, if you can come out, if DBKL can come out with 134 million to help a developer build a flyover, surely you can do 25 million townhouse for the residents, and surely compensation should not be a problem. Yeah. But even if there's a problem, we also give you suggestion already. Build on the current footprint. We are not unreasonable. We came out with so many suggestions, volunteers proposed. Okay, next. Then I'm accused, opposition mindset. Now you're a federal government, you should be pro-development, pro-business. There are many ways to be pro-business. There are many ways to be pro-development. If you fight corruption, all businessmen will have a better future in Malaysia. Opposition mindset, I want to remind Yayasan that I have 10 years of experience being part of the state government of Selangor. We were not opposition, we were part of government in Selangor. 10 years working in the government. I have never been an opposition. I have more experience in government than the FT minister. And from all the evidence presented, I did not just fight. We try to be reasonable. We propose ideas. And we say, we are willing to compromise a little, build within 4.4 acres if the government has no money to refund. Absolutely reasonable. And we didn't say, no, you cannot do this at all. We proposed so many alternatives. Okay? So opposition mindset, I hope you are satisfied that I don't have opposition mindset. This is good governance mindset. Next. We are friends. Why fight? Yes. Khalid Samad is my friend. In fact, when I was in Subang, Khalid Samad came alongside me and protested when the telecom land, utility land, was used for commercial development. Khalid Samad stood by my side and protested. Okay? But I believe, as public figures, as members of parliament, given mandate by the people, friends can also disagree, and friends must disagree if what we are fighting for is not the best for the people. And fighting to preserve Taman Rimba Kiara is a fight worth fighting for. Okay? Next. Also, they say this Taman Tun are elite people. Elite people don't care about housing. Okay? And they say as though the longhouse is not part of Taman Tun. The longhouse has always been a core part of Taman Tun Dr. Ismail neighborhood. We are together. It's not us versus them. We want the best for them. We want townhouses for them. Why wouldn't anyone choose townhouse over affordable housing? All of us here would choose townhouse, right? Landed, low density. Okay? Next. This is my last slide. This is not the first time the government talk about buying private land to preserve the environment. Bukit Nanas. Just this article is March 1st, 2019. March 1st, YB Khalid Samad said, DBKL will preserve the biggest tropical forest within the city by buying a piece of land in the Bukit Nanas Forest Reserve. Okay, the Star reports that FT Minister revealed that 0.27 hectare land belonged to a private owner who have applied to develop it. We said no. I applaud YB Khalid's stand in this. We rejected the application for the development order so that we can preserve the forest reserve, YB Khalid said. This is a good stand by the FT Minister. But since we turned down the landowner's right to develop the land, we will buy it from him. Buying the land was part of DBKL's wider plan to make KL a low-carbon city. If we have a plan to make KL low-carbon city, townhouse is the best deal. YB Khalid also spoke about the cost of the purchase. Within the 100 million range, we have to be fair to the landowner and go by the market value of the land, as it is located right smack at the foot of Bukit Nanas Forest Reserve. He said that the space would be left as a green area. This is the same fight we have here. Same cost to preserve green lung, compensation price almost the same. Why can't we do it here? Why? Because in this case, the developer, the landowner are together, and the landowner happens to be Yayasan Wilayah Persekutuan, who has a stake in this deal. And that's why they cannot. So now, this will go before the cabinet, okay? And the cabinet will consider these two options. Develop within the longhouse footprint, or YB Khalid's version, encroaching, or we cancel the DO. Okay? Now, all of you, I believe, are not just voters of Segambut here. Please go and talk to your cabinet ministers. You have friends who are cabinet ministers. Tell them that this is really a fight beyond the Taman Tun Dr. Ismail neighborhood. This is a fight for Greater Kuala Lumpur. A lot of Selangor residents come here too. Now, if you happen to be a voter in Shah Alam, please convince your member of parliament too to do this for us. Because you know why? This development, not a cent will go into my pocket, not a cent goes into Taman Tun Dr. Ismail RA's pocket. Not a cent goes to Dato' Ambiga or Cynthia Gabriel. We are all here not for ourselves, but for the next generation of KL residents.